Other thing I suppose I want to talk about is having drug stories and that there, and telling these about the crack with that there. I'll tell you about the time I tried fucking pure codeine opioids. That a friend of mine, he was turned into a bit of a drug addict, to be honest. He's a good lad, but he had fucking problems, and one day he introduced me to fucking codeine. Now let me get something straight about this here. I'm not recommending you do this. When I talk about the pleasurable qualities of this drug, I hope that I'm not encouraging anybody out there to go seek pleasure in them, because the addiction potential in these drugs are sky high. They ruin lives, they turn people into heroin addicts, they cause great anxiety that you wouldn't have had beforehand. They will completely fucking cook your head. So don't do them, and don't listen to this here thinking it's any way a cool story about opioids, because it's definitely not. I've seen them ruin most of my friends' lives. Seen, not most of my friends, but a lot of my friends, some of my closest people, they've turned them the wrong way, just, you know. But the first time I took it, my friend, we'll call him Jay, Jay said, you know, try them like this here, you know, crunch them up, at them. I said, well, overdose. He goes, you're not overdose. And I said, many times have you overdosed? He goes, about 5 or 6 times, sir, but you'll be grand. But that day I couldn't get a bit of weed. Funnily enough, isn't that how a lot of addictions start? You can't get one drug and it leads you into another drug. But I couldn't get no weed that day, and I was struggling away, you know, was fucking griping for fucking action. And he introduced me to some opioids, codeine phosphate, I think the name is for them, to be precise. But they were munched up, and they were just wee tiny white pills, about that big. And I cut them up like fuck, crunched them, ate them. For half an hour, I was in complete euphoria. I mean, I was sitting there going, every time a problem would enter my mind, I would just go, and it would just go away, and I was literally sitting there in the most blissful, content, non-anxiety free fucking buzz for about 8 hours of that day. It was my first family. I'd say it would be very similar to what heroin is, only the euphoria must be a lot stronger in heroin. As a first time user, I'd say, you know, your first time taking heroin, you'll probably throw up, so it probably would be like a first time getting hit of heroin. I can't say I know that either, like, because I've never took it, but obviously heroin's stronger and more brutal of a drug. But these pills are getting handed out hand over fist by your doctor in a pharmacy, and this let me get some grasp information about how addictive and how anxiety fucking removing these drugs are. They then throw anxiety at you 100 times worse down the line when you become addicted. But that day I went to an art gallery for a few periods, as I told you in previous episodes, but anxiety got the better of me from continuing that fucking you know, that wee conquest in art. And that day when I took them codeine, about 2 hours into the buzz, my anxiety completely disappeared. All the anxiety feelings I had about going down to the art gallery and mingling with people. I was up, in fact, I was within an hour or two, I was going, I can go and make plans again. I can go down to the art gallery and make plans. And I went down that day and talked to the boy that taught me and all, and was saying, I'm making plans. He had no ideas, but my eyes were like 2 fucking dots. And I made all these wild ideas and arrangements and plans and how we could all get sorted back together and we'll all go do the art again, and don't worry, anxiety's gone, I'm completely normal now, feel grand. It was all in my fucking head, it was nothing but opioid fucking buzz. I was going, well, I'll just get over all my anxiety now, I'll just keep taking opioids. And 2 days later, when I was supposed to go down there at appointment, I just couldn't get out of my bed and go down there again. I had all the anxiety had returned. And then I realised then at that moment, I said, well, why don't I just take a wee codeine and I'll be able to go down? But of course the codeine going down would have led on to another 3 days, another 4 days, I would have been addicted, and then I would have been sucking dicks in the back of Frankie Ramsey's for more codeine. So the positive attributes I got from that drug on that day alone was enough for me to go, that there's a fucking illusion. That is pure fake. That's pure, like, that removes all your problems, but giving you 10 times longer. You know, a lot of friends going around now gaunting, or all cheeks are sucked down because they had wee small anxiety problems and they got into codeine rather than going to a fucking counsellor or getting some therapy or talking to friends. they're all sucked down now and they're all fucked up on codeine. So that could have been me. And I knew pretty rapidly that it was too good to be true. It was such a great buzz, I'm not going to lie, when I talk honestly about it. It was a fantastic drug, and obviously that's why people get onto it, because the drug is so fucking good, you know. But that day I was making all these wild plans, completely anxiety free, making plans about the future and going, I can do this, I can do that. But it was all codeine based. It didn't cure my anxiety. It put a mask on real feelings, you know. But codeine is fucking destructive, folks. And the sad thing is, it's been handed out over fist by your doctors. The wee lads going on with backache or something, next thing, within a matter of months, they're shooting up fucking heroin. And the heroin problem, as you can probably see, is got fucking terrible in Derry. Everybody's walking around like zombies. Literally, you'd think it was spice capital of the fucking world or something. Everybody's fucking cooked. So I stay the fuck away from opioids, folks. Codeine, heroin, painkillers, Subutex, you're taking. Stay the fuck away from them, because they feel brilliant to begin with, but then you're just taking them to feel normal and skip the fucking heavy withdrawals you'll be getting from them. As I said before, that day alone was one of the most blissful days of my life, but I was sharp enough to know not to go back to it again, because it was too good to be true. It wasn't a serious addiction like weed, where day in, day out, you know, slowly but surely you get addicted. That there stuff was pretty much solved all my problems, like that. But of course, the problems would have just came back 10 times worse, like they did with a lot of people I know. They end up fucked up on it, ODing 5 or 6 times, like, just because you want to take a drug. Nah, stick to weed. Stick to weed, hey! Hey, I'll stick to weed! Hey, you wanna want a codeine? No, I'll stick to weed! Know what I mean?